No, how many do we have? Bottles alone, I don't know, hundreds, really. My name is Paul, and I like to do relic hunting.
My name is Beverly, and I follow his lead. Oh, just kidding. We do this together.
She had started watching YouTube videos, though. Then you'd see people doing bottle digging and that whole thing. And so we kind of started getting into watching that and saying, oh, there's a lot of stuff to find. It isn't just about
Never
metal.
imagined we'd be able to find something like that around here.
Yeah. There's actually a sidewalk there right next to the freeway. And so we're pretty sure there used to be houses all along these trees. And this was behind their alleyway kind of dumping area. No, finding your location is by far is tricky. It can be very tricky. And you do want to get permission. So it just makes it kind of difficult to find older things. You know, we've wanted to go to some areas and you go there and like, oh, you can't do it here because it's an archaeological, kind of historical site. And it's like, oh, well. If I don't find anything for a minute, I'll probably head over there and then help her. It's usually how we end up doing it. I'd say that the oldest stuff that we have is about 100 years old. We haven't really found anything older. It's harder in this area where we're located to find anything older than that because people weren't really living here before then. And if you do, then you're incredibly lucky,
For Alka-Seltzer. Plop, plop, please, fizz, oh, what a relief it is.
Color is definitely a big thing in embossing when it comes to what you really are looking for at any given time. And that's any bottle digger's thing. It's the cobalt blue, emerald greens, those kind of... Those are rare because people tend to hold on to it.
Mine is a poison bottle.
Well, yeah.
I want an actual true poison bottle that says poison.
A lot of them have the bubbly imperfections, though, and things like that. But
I love that. The more imperfections, the more weird,
definitely something
quirky
to look for.
Stuff is. I love that because it's one of a kind.
But it's, with the modernization, the modern world, I mean, there's so many of them that have gotten dug up and just trashed, by people just building new places and new whatever, and they don't care about some old glass underground. They don't think it's like a big deal or the potential for things in it. Like I said earlier too, people don't know what they even have in their yard, and they have no idea the kind of history that's there. And that's why glass is interesting, and studying how they made it and what is kind of old and what do other collectors value and stuff like that. But for us, it's just finding anything that's not broken. In some ways, and of course,
but I love the old 40s style glass. It feels different.
I would say 40s and older for glass.
It's
for
made
sure.
different.
Really cool.
It's an art form. All those handmade glass bottles.
Especially the hand blowing or blowing in a mold when it comes to glass is definitely more interesting. You're always learning stuff every new location. But
it was usually one side of the property that. That's where they used to take their garbage, and they used to burn their garbage back in the day.
So you look for burned ground, especially when you are digging for bottles, even especially, and you're looking underground. Anywhere that looks like it was burned, maybe back in the past or has that potential, in just little selective areas.
Old medicine bottle.
There's always something underground. Nobody ever realizes it, but there's always something neat out there.
There's something under you.